Recording. Yeah, now it's recording. So, according to the sort of an array, the elements inside an array, we can sort on the basis of two ways. We are having a predefined method and user defined method also available that we can generate ourselves the way what we are doing, like a bubble sort, a linear sorting order. So many orders are there. But initially we are having, excuse me. Sorry. Yeah. So there are two types of methods are available. One is a predefined, and the one is a user defined. User defined in the sense the way we like we'll do. So you got that point, right? User defined in the sense the user what he likes to do the programming. So if it is like if he want to retrieve all the information and then compare the first element with the last element and then sort according to their order, it doesn't matter what the sorting order you will do, but the final result should be ascending order. This is called user defined methods. We can do this in a particular user defined. So predefined in the sense you have to follow the particular rule. They will ask you. So in your college, what they will do, you have to follow the particular rule to wear your uniform or whatever it is. The things what are available, we have to use those things only. Okay. This is the scenario works in between these two things. So each and every person having their own talent for writing a program. But in the sense of this, did you think like these people do the good sorting over here? We don't think so. But other than that, we can do a good sorting program over here. So the complexity of this is big O notation of n log n. But for this, it is somewhat bigger than this. But if you reduce the complexity of a program, so this program will be good and you will get a good marks for this. Other than this, so it is not required. You can say directly that my sorting method, this sort is also one of the method available inside this class, RS class. They are using this method at the time of building Java applications. I mean, Java code itself, they designed this method. So you are going to put this one inside another method and you can call by creating an object. So finally, what I am saying, the way you do the program, which use a good time complexity, then your program will be calculated and it will be given weightage for that. So just remember that one. Just I'm telling about that one only. Actually, we need to discuss about descending order also, right? So we already discussed this program yesterday class. Let me recall that one. Let me share that screen to you. Okay. No, not this one. Yep, yeah, this one. So in the last class, we discussed about the issue. If we take a primitive data type over here, we are getting an error. Actually, one of you person just asked about the issue. So why it is not allowing? So let me show you one thing. The issue was over here with the sort method. A sort method allows, see this, these are all the arguments available. See, listen carefully. These are all the arguments available. If it is like a single argument, it allows a primitive data type. So what are all the primitive data types that it consisting of? Single argument only. Please remember this one: int, byte, long, char, float, short, double, and here the object. If it is a single, then only it's an object. And the next C, here it is an T in the sense it's a non-primitive data type. So while we are considering two arguments, you should pass a non-primitive data type or else it throws an error. This is the way we have to do. If it is like a single argument, it allows a primitive data types. But in the sense of two arguments, it is essential to pass a non-primitive data type as well as what you are passing over here. Collections. That was the collections available over there. So this, don't remember this one. Just remember what I said over here. This should be somewhat different for single, for double arguments, triple arguments. See over here, if it is like a arguments, we can consider a primitive data type. That doesn't matter. So each and every time the method, so this is called a method overloading concept. So at the time I already discussed this one. So in arrays class, these people created a methods in a method overloading concept, so that one of the method consisting of a single argument, and next one is a double argument, and next one is a 3 arguments. So each and every arguments are different. What we discussed in overloading concept, there should be the same name for the method, but the arguments may be changeable. So arguments are different, but the method should be same. So here the overloading concept will occur. So I think the person who asked me yesterday question, I think he got the good answer for this. I just explain. I'm waiting to explain that one, but I sorted out. So this is the concept they are using, which is called method overloading. So overriding was somewhat different. If it occurs, then I will tell you at the time of context. Okay. Okay, cool. Now, okay. So reverse order, we can directly we'll get the reverse order, but according to the user defined programming, now we are going to discuss that. Let me create another program for that. New, it's a class. Sort DSC user defined. Okay. So main method is essential to identify a program by the compiler. So I'm going to write okay. Please, if issues, I mean, is there any doubts and all, just ask me personally. I will clear each and everything. Don't forget to ask and don't hesitate to ask. Okay. So if you hesitate to ask anything, you can't even do anything. So from tomorrow onwards, I'm planning to do, I think today itself, I'm planning to do a new project. If anyone is willing to join with me, it is good for me, I think, so that it is also helpful for me. Okay. If anyone willing to join, then I will share that link to you if required. Okay, let me complete this. NTA is equals to, let me take okay, I will take a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, so that we will get from 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Let me copy this. It will take a more time. So there is a small change in this program actually. So that issue will occur. That's why I'm just copying this. This is a temporary file in. So okay, it has been closed and this has been closed. It is as similar to that, but here see, just this is a comparison with the ascending order. So this is for descending order. Here we are going to mention a less than symbol over here. See this, here there is a greater than symbol. This is only the difference in between these two programs. Okay, you got the point, right? This is the main difference. So if you are going to do ascending order, it should be like a greater than. If you are going to do a program in a descending order, this is the program for that. Let me explain. The same things will be over here. It should be the length of an array, because other than the length, if we are going to loop through the, I mean, if you're going to iterate, it gives array out of bound index error. It will occur array index out of bounds. This error will occur at the time if we didn't get the proper length over here. I think you got the point. So this error will occur if we didn't mention the length over here. It should be, we know that it is like 5. So, but at the time of a dynamic allocation, we don't know the length. That's why we need to mention the length of an array. It must. So you should mention the length of an array if you are passing the elements dynamically. Please remember this word. Okay. And now inside this, okay, 3 has been completed. Okay, I aligned the code. 1 second. True, all are same. Yeah, okay, everything is correct. Okay, now I'm going to print that one. Let me align this, and now I'm going to system.out.println. So this is descending order. Okay, cool. So again, I'm going to explain the program. Check it out. So this is the outer loop and this is the inner loop. So inside the inner loop, the number should start with one number more than the outer loop. This is the main thing you have to remember. And the length is same. That doesn't matter what are all the things happening, because every time we're not going to check, we can directly mention the length keyword over here. What happens if you didn't mention over it? I mean, if you didn't mention it, you will get this error. This is the error will occur if it's not available, because at the time of a dynamic values we are giving, it is essential to mention the length of an array by using this keyword. Okay, and this should be a 0 and it should be 1 more than that. So this is the inner loop, right? So now in the sense of a descending order, it is essential to check if there are two numbers, 2 and 3, they are going to check both. So inside, if there are, let me explain, 2, 3, these are two elements. This is index 0, 2, and this is 1. So that 0 and 1 will be compared. If this is less than this, it will be interchanged. This is the way we are going to do that. Then let me run this program. Oh, sorry, I need to close this. It throws error or else. Wait a second. Yep, happened. See this. It has been done. So the difference in between these ascending and descending programs for user defined, just greater than and less than symbol is enough. So based on that, you will identify. But here in the ascending order, it should be inside the outer loop. And this is one of the difference. You will understand while writing the program easily. So see this, this is the inner loop. Inside the inner loop, we are checking the condition whether the given number is greater or not. But after the completion of this, it goes outside and then if that particular number is lesser than the adjacent number, it will be printed and the loop will continue, but not in the sense of a descending order. Not in the sense of a descending order. It directly, everything will be arranged inside this. It is not possible over here. Directly we are printing. So there is no need to worry about that. And now after each and everything is aligned according to the descending order, it will be printed. So just remember those things. For easily identify, sorry, for easily identification of ascending order and the descending order. All these 4 programs should be, you have to learn, because these 4 are very important by using predefined and user defined. So what is the main usage of an arrays? Arrays are very useful at the time of a cloud computing. So each and everything inside the cloud, will be managed as an arrays only, not like some other format and all. So if you're going to check tabular forms like, okay, Excel is there. Just I'm giving the example. Is there any Excel over there? It consisting of an attributes. So what are all the attributes? I think attributes in the sense columns, right? So there are rows and columns are available. So based on the rows and columns, the top one, if it is like a student table, it is like a student table, student number is the parent node for that. Inside the parent node, we are having the values. All that values will be arranged. Let me show you. Let me show you this. One second, I will show you the example so that you will understand easily. Okay. Searching for everything. Yeah, got it. See this. Think like this is a student table. This has been stored somewhere else. So in the database, you are going to build a tables and all. Okay, let me check student number, and this is a student name. Okay, so here it consisting of 1, 2, and 3. So the name consisting of sun, moon, and stars. So see this, inside the cloud, each and every cloud in the present situation, they are using a JSON files called JSON. These are all the files. In the previous sessions, they are using XMLs and HTML. That was the old one. This is the old one. The people are not using this right now. And XMLs, somewhat faster. Extended markup language, we'll call it as extended markup language. It consisting of nodes and child nodes also. But here they introduced this one, JavaScript script object notation. Sorry. So this is the thing, the present. Each and every people just updated their each and every database based on this language. Do you think this is a language? No, this is not a language. It's just a file, which is an extension of a file is student.json. So I'm going to save this data inside the cloud by using this number. So this is the extension for that .json file. So why I'm explaining each and everything on this scenario, all the data will be stored as an arrays only. So arrays are very important. It is essential to access an array in any manner. So each and every time, if you want a particular element, you have to retrieve that particular element. If you want the whole information inside an array, you have to retrieve each and every information from that. So arrays are most important for you more than other topics. So overloading concept and overriding concept also important, but arrays are somewhat different compared with other topics. topics. So many things I will tell you while discussing about arrays. Okay, yeah, we'll jump into our topic. Let me share the PPT. Yeah, so we achieved the descending order by using user-defined method also. So here there was a problem actually. That's why I deleted this one. It should be a less than. I forgot to mention that. That's why yesterday's class, in the yesterday's class, I deleted this. Don't remember. I already explained the program. There is no need to worry about that. Next one. So the sorting has been done. So based on user-defined as well as a predefined method. So which is available in Java. So better while sorting, use your own language. Don't go for the methods. Methods you can easily identify what are the things available. But in the sense of if you want to test yourself, it is essential to write a program in Java. Don't use every time the predefined methods. Okay, try to learn yourself. Next one, searching element in an array. So searching element, is it essential? Yeah, it is essential because if the data particular element is available inside an array, then do this condition. If I want to show my project, that was a big one. Actually, I don't want to share right now. I will tell you later that one. So inside, okay, let me tell you one thing. Yeah, there are 3,000 students are there in our college. Consider just a simple, sorry, 3 not 600 people. First, second, third, and fourth year people. I'm telling the example why we are using searching an element. This is the scenario in the present situation I'm using. So how to search the particular element? There are 600 people. I just each and every data I arranged in Excel and I pushed into the cloud. So inside that cloud, I need to check whether the particular ID is available or not, or the particular student is available or not. So for that, it is essential to search because the cloud is an array. Inside the cloud, we are having a file and it consisting of an array. Array consisting of elements based on their index. So I am going to access that particular element in the sense, the student. I'm accessing them. So searching is also very important in the sense of a Java. So arrays, how to access an arrays. Next, how to sort an arrays. How to search an element inside an array. These three topics are very important. So there is somewhat different. If you want to access each and everything, we should use a for each loop. If you want to access a particular element, you are going to use a general for loop. Okay, I think you got the point. These are the uses. I'm telling you the uses. Okay, how to do this searching element. So think like this is a what we call this flow chart, whatever it is. These are all the steps we need to follow to search an element inside an array. Okay, one is traverse the array. Traverse in the sense iteration. We need to take a for loop or else we can't even search on a single element inside an array. So traverse the array. Next one is my class is recording or not? Yeah, it's recording. Yeah, I don't think so. Okay. So the first step is to search an element is traverse the array. So it is essential to mention, iteration. So elements to access an array for loop or for each loop is essential. Okay, we know that. Match the key element with the array element. Yep. Here it is the important element. I'm going to search a particular student ID inside the cloud. How will we do that? Based on our input only. I'm going to search a number like 20B85A0515. Okay, let me take as a 515. So I'm going to search a particular number. So I need to give the user input. I given the user input that matches the key element with the array element. Got my point? This is the key element. This is your ID with array element in the sense which is available inside the cloud. So we need to give the input. Based on that only, we need to access that. So first of all, we'll use a for loop. Iteration is essential. So after that, going to provide a key value for the search. Next one, if key element is found, return the index position to the array element. Yep. Okay. If the key in the sense the student ID is available inside that, we'll take that particular as an attribute value. So column name is your ID. So inside that ID, you are having your marks or your attendance is over there. So please return everything, what are all the things available inside that. So this is the step 3. And next, what if not available? Sorry, no ID is available. That's why I mentioned -1. So there is no need to think about that. So just remember this one, this and these two things are important. Search in the sense, the search will be inside your Google. You're going to search as tell me about you or who is Joe Biden. I don't think so. Actually, you are searching with the key value, whether it is your ID or whatever it is. Search in the sense need key value which matches it inside other devices or in the World Wide Web, wherever it is. Search needs a key value which you have to provide as an user input. Okay. Next one. So this is the code we are using, which is a very easy program. You can learn it very easily, but there are so many ways to search elements inside an array. Okay, if you have any interest, actually I will give the task of the completion of arrays topic, because for the first sem, I mean for the first minute itself, 2.5 is enough. So I'm going to explain each and everything. I will repeat the topics again and again. I will give you good examples on that, and you have to work on it. So work on it and complete the task what I provided you, and share it to me. If there is any problems with that, then I will share it again. Is there if any error occurs? Okay, everything is available in Google itself, but you have to know how to use that. Got my point, right? So no one is a big programmer. He know how to use everything. So it is not possible to remember 500 lines of a code or 1,000 lines of a code, I think. So it is essential. You have to find out where it is. You got my point, right? So this is the way we have to learn. We have to know where each and everything is used. Okay. Okay. This is the program. The similar iteration, what the steps we wrote in the previous slide for iteration. Okay. We know this. And now we are writing this. This is the second one. What I said, this is an important one. So the key value, AI, this is, think it as a cloud array. Think it as a cloud array. Think it as a Google server. Think it as a Yahoo server, whatever it is. So inside this server, the key what I provided as an user input. So user input, how you are going to give? Scanner object. Scanner is there. So by using that, we'll take input dot next. I mean input dot read line. One keyword is there. I will show that one in the example. So you are going to give this as a dynamically. You are going to give this one. So think this is a server or a database or whatever it is. We are going to match this one over here. If it is available, where it got matched, we are going to print that one. This is the scenario we are discussing present now. So second step and the third step, where is the second step? This is the second step and this is the third step. Inside our context, we are printing only if the value is available, just print that value. If not, print -1 or somewhere else. Or if we print anything inside a system.out.println, that doesn't matter. These two things you have to remember, okay, which is a very important topic. Searching elements somewhat different. Okay. Okay, we'll do that program. Wait a second. Okay, later we'll discuss this. One second. Sir, class Okay, nothing else. Sorry for the interruption. Okay, let me create a class. New. You have a class. Okay, we are going to search an element. Search element. Let me copy this. Actually, the time has been coming. Today itself, we'll complete the search element, and tomorrow onwards, we'll discuss about two-dimensional arrays. Search element is nothing but searching just an element inside array. That is very easy, but a very important concept. Okay, let me copy this. Okay, we'll copy till here. Okay, where is the program? Search element. Let me paste it, and there should be a brace over here because this has been closed. Okay, this is the main method, we closed it, and this is the main class, we closed it. Okay, inside this we are going to search. So inside an array A, we are going to search whether a particular element is available or not. Okay, let me take this for int I is equals to 0, I less than a dot length semicolon I plus plus. Okay, and there should be a condition. Okay, a of I. Okay, I'm going to take. Okay, this is a hard code right now. I'm giving 3. I'm giving. Okay. Later I will give the dynamic input. Okay, system dot. Okay. Yes. System dot dot. Found. Oh, stuck. Sorry, it has been stuck. It's not responding. Wait a second. Wait a second. See, even 12 GB RAM also irritating me. Sorry, 18 GB, 16 GB. I need to add some more, I think. Yesterday itself, I started learning what is that? Form in the sense the desktop applications. I just install a Visual Basic in this PC. That's why it is taking somewhat different. It is behaving like a somewhat different attitude. Okay, whatever it is. If it is like you are having a a graphic card inside your PC, then it is easy for you to run each and everything. Okay. I think it is not necessary. If it is found, it is found, or else we'll do it later. Okay. Yeah, it is found. Let me check for 7. 7. Let me check for 7 whether it is available or not. I think it is showing somewhat a different warning over here. So phone won't come because it is not available. If I'm going to print it over here, let me stop it one second. Sorry. Yeah, because it is inside the loop. That's why I didn't mention it. Because it is still the length of an array. That doesn't matter. Okay, I think today it is enough. End of the session. You may leave. If you again, I mean, in the next class also we'll discuss about this. There are so many ways to search an element by taking, using a scanner, but we'll give as an user input by using a keyword. Okay, I think you got the point. What is the use of a search element? Because 1:30 I need to leave. That's why I'm just leaving. Okay, thank you. You may leave now.